I'm Scott L. Miller. It's the 12th of May 2022 and this is my vlog of daily life as a world traveler, and today I am recording in Friendswood, Texas, a suburb of Houston. But today, the 12th, also a Thursday, is big for two reasons. One, that will be tonight. Kat is coming from Lake Tahoe. She lives in Dallas, or lived in Dallas. She's been in Lake Tahoe for almost 2 weeks. She is flying down on Frontier into IAH, the main Houston airport, Bush Intercontinental up in the north. This evening is going to be staying with us here in Friendswood for the next couple days, and on Monday morning is flying to Nicaragua with us, where she is moving. So that's very exciting. That will be tonight. But this morning, Dominica and I had to be up quite early. We were up, I think, before 5, got ready, and we were on the road by just about 6. Because we had to drive to Austin, and we're dealing with government offices, so we want to get in nice and early before things get busy, because early in the morning, generally, most government offices are way slower. And Austin is the capital of Texas, for those who are not aware, and that is our home state, and it is the state where our youngest daughter was born, so all of her vital records are kept here, whereas Liesel's are kept in New York. So we got up, hit the road. I did take the GoPro. I managed to get a lot of great footage the whole drive from Houston to Austin. Actually, from Galveston to Austin, I managed to get all recorded today, and then quite a bit of the way back as well. Not anywhere near the whole thing. Ran out of batteries. And just real quick note on that, while I was doing that, I do have 4 GoPro batteries, and one of the official GoPro ones, not one of the knockoff batteries, the actual high-cost GoPro ones actually started leaking in the camera. It swelled. I had a hard time getting it out, so we had to throw that one away. So that takes me down to 3 batteries, not the end of the world, but I use the GoPro more than just about anybody ever. So first thing we are going to do when we get back tonight is order 3 more batteries and go up to 6 good ones. And just be prepared, because it's part of the life of the last thing we want is to not have batteries and have all this camera gear that I can't use. I also have the Volta Grip, which is the equivalent of 3.5 batteries. So once they arrive tomorrow, because it's 1-day shipping, 9.5 battery equivalents for the GoPro. So 4 when we left and 9.5 when we get back. So I should be pretty good after this. The drive went great. It was probably 9:30ish by the time we actually were in Austin. We went straight to the vital records, got in, and it took maybe 10 minutes total to fill out our paperwork, wait in line, have our number called, get up to the window, ask them for 2 copies of Luciana's stuff, get it, and walk out. Seriously, 10 minutes. Like, in general, the state of Texas, whether it's a state level or even a county level thing, they move fast, really efficient. It's something I'm just really happy having dealt with the state of Texas for government stuff in the past. It tends to be really nice, clean offices that are very pleasant. Everyone's very nice that works there, and things move really, really quickly. It may not be how you picture Texas working, but it really does. When we had to deal with passports in our Denton County offices, my gosh, it was fantastic. Walk in, they were so helpful, in and out, so fast, so cheap, just so easy. Every time we've had to deal with Texas government, it's been great. So that was fine. We then had to jump in the car and drive across the city, because that's on like the east side. We had to drive around to the west side to go to, well, we had to get into downtown, so we went all the way around and back into downtown so that we could go to whatever division it is, the Department of State, I guess, that does apostille. So this is a little bit of an adventure. Took us a little bit to be able to find a place to park. Once we parked, we put a couple of hours on the meter because we knew this was going to be rough. Ran in. It was super fast. Got right to the line, right to the front, and they're like, you have to have this notarized. We're like, no, okay, hold on. The bank told us they couldn't notarize this. And the apostille lady's like, well, yeah, you can't notarize the document. You have to write on it, I am the owner of this account and I certify that this is a real copy. And then we notarize that. And we're like, are you kidding me? First of all, why didn't the bank tell us this? And she just rolled her eyes. She's like, I don't know, they're incompetent. And we're like, that's it? We write, we certify that this is it? And then the notary just says that we said that? That's it? Like, there's nothing official, there's no verification, there's no third party. This is the simplest, dumbest process ever, but it's not their fault. This is just how it works. So this is what Nicaragua is requiring. So we ran to the UPS store, had them make copies, we wrote on it, they have a notary, they notarized it, we ran back, the apostille lady's like, yep, good, boom, done. And in a few minutes we had all that done. They also apostilled the documents we got from Vital Records, but that's more straightforward. And the one thing we were not able to pull our records from our house sale. Our understanding is that our title company has that, and they've not responded to us yet. So that we're just going to have to do all of that by mail, and it's not going to be done today. But that stuff should be pretty easy to do by mail, and so it's not the end of the world. It's just a little bit annoying that we couldn't do it all in one go. But we did communicate with everybody and have a pretty good idea of where it is, what needs to be done, and what the process is going to be. So overall, it was a very successful day. By the time we were done with the apostille stuff, we had a little bit of time. We still had time on the meter because everything was so efficient. And Dominica's like, "You want donuts?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we went to Voodoo Donuts. And you know, I always like going to Voodoo Donuts, but I don't ever actually love Voodoo Donuts. I did get a pretty good donut this time, a huge apple fritter with like caramel and peanut butter, all kinds of stuff on it. But really, I think I would generally just prefer an apple fritter. Dominica got a cherry thing loaded with stuff, and she's like, you know, honestly, I would just prefer a normal donut. So it was good, and they always do a nice job, but we're not into these donuts with lots of stuff piled on them, and their plain donuts just leave a lot to be desired. I don't know why we put in the effort. It's like we could just go to a normal donut shop somewhere and get something we like a lot more. The corner donut shop here certainly has donuts that we like better. But we took some to go as it was to bring back home. So once we were done with the donuts, we headed back up and jumped in the car and headed back to Houston. So it's about 3.5 hours there, about 2.5 hours in town, 3.5 hours back. And so we got back in the pushing 5 o'clock range by the time we were all said and done, got back to the house. Obviously, I've been trying the best I could to work from my cell phone all day, lots of work piling up, lots of things I needed to get to but couldn't, all kinds of meetings getting scheduled for tomorrow that I couldn't even begin to think about doing today. And actually, as I record this, I have minutes to go before a meeting, so you're going to be nice and short today. You're not going to be sprawling on because I got to make this meeting. So I came home and worked for about 3 hours. We had dinner in a pretty small window, and then at 8:30, Dominica and I needed to hop in the car and drive to IAH, which is just over an hour away, to meet Kat at the airport. And she was just able to get out of the airport as we were arriving, so the timing actually worked out pretty well, even though we were running late. She jumped in and then drove her and Dominica to Waffle House. We got a quick dinner because Kat had not had a chance to eat, and we had kind of missed lunch. And on our way to Austin, we tried to go to Taco Bell. They don't start breakfast until 9. Seriously, like, what? So we went to Whataburger and got breakfast there instead. So we've been a little bit short on meals today. So we got some decently healthy food at Waffle House. Plus I got a piece of pecan pie because it's really hard to get other places. So that was yummy. I dropped them at the Motel 6 because Kat is staying there. We can't stay here. Like, there's just way too many people. So Dominica and Kat are staying at the Motel 6. They're having like a slumber party for the next few days. And then I came back and was locked out of the house, but Lisa was awake, so she let me in and managed to do my Duolingo for the day and get to bed. That was my crazy day of an insane amount of driving. So even though we're just here in Texas and we're borrowing Dominica's parents' car, I did somewhere in the vicinity of 9 or 10 hours of driving today. I am exhausted. That is the most I have driven in a year. I don't have a car. I go 6 months at a time without driving at all, and then we do this. My new Tivas did arrive tonight. They feel great. They look good. Of course, anything new. My old ones are so bad. Very excited to have new shoes. My feet already feel a bit better. Tomorrow we're going to be hanging out with Kat. It is Friday tomorrow, so I'm going to be working all day. I have a lot of meetings lined up, so I'm going to be quite busy. And then over the weekend, lots of plans to hang out with the kids, take Chana shopping and stuff. And don't forget, Monday morning, going to be heading off to Costa Rica and off to Nicaragua. I'm hoping that on Friday, tomorrow, I'm going to start being able to interview Kat a little bit and talking about her feelings as she begins the adventure of moving towards Nicaragua, which she has never seen and has very little idea about, and it'll be interesting to see as she gains some knowledge about and explores Central America for the first time. Thanks for joining me. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell button, share with your friends, especially on Facebook because I don't have it. Leave your comments below, ask your questions, and get ready for some interesting stuff coming up starting tomorrow with Kat and her adventures of moving to Nicaragua. I'll see you all tomorrow.